In a surprising turn of events, Jauan Jennings, a key player for the San Francisco 49ers, has turned down a lucrative offer and found a new home with the Minnesota Vikings for a fraction of what many expected him to command on the open market. Where are you watching from? Share your thoughts on this unexpected move in the comments below. Let's break down what just transpired. Months ago, the 49ers extended an offer to Jennings, a solid $17 million per year, but he turned it down, seeking to test the waters of free agency, confident that the market would reward him handsomely. Fast forward to May 7th, 2026, and Jennings finds himself signing a one-year deal with the Vikings worth up to $13 million, with a base salary of $8 million. A player who once had a market value projected at $22.6 million now finds himself accepting WR3 wages. This is a stark reminder of the volatility of player market dynamics, especially for those in the later stages of their careers. What's even more puzzling is that Jennings was an integral part of the 49ers offense. He entered the NFL as the 217th pick in the 2020 draft and steadily made a name for himself, accumulating impressive statistics. By 2024, he tallied 77 receptions for 975 yards and 6 touchdowns. Even in a challenging 2025 season filled with injuries, Jennings still managed to lead the 49ers with 55 catches, 643 yards, and a career-high 9 touchdowns. His overall numbers show a total of 210 receptions, 2,581 yards, and 22 touchdowns. For a player of his caliber to walk away for a mere fraction of what he was worth is a critical moment in the 49ers' decision-making strategy. The 49ers front office seems to have taken a gamble, opting to replace Jennings with Mike Evans on a 3-year deal worth up to $60.4 million. Yes, Evans is a proven name with star power, but this decision raises eyebrows. They let go of a reliable chain mover who had already established chemistry within the system for a flashy name, potentially disregarding the importance of continuity and reliability. It's a risk that could backfire. Jennings has proven he can perform under pressure, earning the nickname Third and Jauan for his ability to convert crucial downs. Now, he'll be making those plays for the Vikings, in an offense led by a newly acquired quarterback, Kyler Murray, who signed with Minnesota for a minimal salary compared to what they were paying. Murray's arrival has shifted the Vikings' trajectory, transforming them into a team with a legitimate Super Bowl window, while Jennings chose to pursue a winning culture over a fat paycheck. This is not just a financial decision. It's a strategic one for both Jennings and the Vikings, showcasing how elite quarterback play can attract talent at discounted rates. The 49ers, meanwhile, might find themselves questioning whether the star power they sought will translate into the same reliability Jennings provided. As we analyze the broader implications of Jennings' move, it's clear that his signing in Minnesota sets a new precedent in the market. The dynamics have changed for aging receivers. They are no longer guaranteed lucrative contracts based on past performances. The market is now bifurcated, where elite young receivers command top dollar, while proven veterans have to settle for prove-it deals. Jennings' situation exemplifies this shift, leaving many to wonder how other aging players will navigate their contracts moving forward. The ramifications of this trade are significant. If the Vikings find success, Jennings could once again become a sought-after free agent, and his one-year deal could end up being the bargain of the decade. Conversely, if the Vikings falter, his signing could be seen as a desperate gamble on a team that misjudged its championship potential. The stakes are high, and every team with cap space will be watching closely to see how this unfolds. As we move into the next segment, the 49ers and their decision-making strategies will undoubtedly remain a hot topic among fans and analysts alike. What does this mean for their future roster decisions, and how will they adjust to the evolving landscape of the NFL? Let's dive into that next. The San Francisco 49ers are keeping the intrigue alive surrounding wide receiver Brandon Aiyuk. Instead of letting him go outright, the organization is holding on to him, exploring trade possibilities that could yield valuable returns. It's a calculated move, especially considering Aiyuk's entire 2025 NFL season was spent on the sidelines. This decision showcases the 49ers' determination to avoid letting a rival team snag him without any compensation. As we dive deeper into the situation, it's worth noting that the Washington Commanders have emerged as a team showing interest in Aiyuk. With organized team activities and mandatory minicamps on the horizon, the stakes are high and the clock is ticking. NBC Sports Bay Area reporter provided a crucial update, stating that there has been no movement since Aiyuk was placed on the reserve/left squad list back in December. The 49ers officially ended his season that day, and as of now, he remains on that list, with the team retaining his rights. This situation begs the question, what's next for Aiyuk? The consensus seems clear. He will not take the field for the 49ers again. The team is not expected to pay him further, adding a layer of complexity to the entire scenario. The 49ers are exercising patience, waiting for another franchise to present a trade offer that meets their demands. Aiyuk finds himself in limbo, and with no public statements from him regarding his health or mindset, the uncertainty only deepens. The silence from Aiyuk is striking. While the Commanders have shown interest, no serious offers have materialized. This standoff is a classic case of a team holding out for the right deal while potential suitors are hesitant to invest heavily without more clarity on Aiyuk's situation. The 49ers are clearly looking for appropriate draft capital or equivalent assets, and until they get that, Aiyuk's future remains up in the air. The connection between Aiyuk and Washington's quarterback, Jayden Daniels, adds an interesting twist to this narrative. A reunion could potentially elevate the Commanders' receiving core and inject fresh energy into their offense. However, without a solid proposal on the table, this potential pairing is merely speculation for now. Should the Commanders decide to look elsewhere, they have other options to strengthen their wide receiver lineup. The market is filled with experienced veterans, offering them a chance to enhance their roster without the complications tied to Aiyuk's current contract situation. Local radio analyst Kevin Sheehan has even pointed out that Stefon Diggs could be a compelling alternative. Diggs, a proven performer, could address similar needs while allowing Washington to sidestep the uncertainties of a trade. As the offseason unfolds, the 49ers maintain a firm stance. They're waiting for the right moment to capitalize on Aiyuk's situation, while he remains in a state of uncertainty. It's a delicate balance between patience and opportunity for both the team and the player. The next few weeks will be crucial in determining whether Aiyuk's chapter with the 49ers concludes with a trade, or if he remains a part of the team's narrative in unexpected ways. Now, let's turn our attention to the next unfolding story in the 49ers world.
With a roster that boasts some of the most elite talent in the league, the San Francisco 49ers are primed for a run at glory once again. The offseason saw Kyle Shanahan sharpen his already potent offensive system, designed to keep defensive coordinators awake at night. John Lynch, with his keen eye for talent, diligently addressed the weaknesses that plagued the team during last season's inconsistent campaign. But as we know all too well, victories aren't etched on paper. They are earned on the field. The Niners faced daunting challenges like travel logistics, tough scheduling, and unpredictable weather. Despite the firepower at their disposal, a poorly timed schedule could derail what many hope is a Super Bowl run. This spring, the 49ers made headlines with their blockbuster trade for Mike Evans. The future Hall of Famer is set to provide Brock Purdy with a reliable target in the red zone, a luxury that could elevate the offense to new heights. Adding to that firepower, Christian Kirk joins the squad, bringing his vertical threat and sharp route-running abilities to the mix. On the defensive side, the acquisition of Osa Odigizua is a big step toward fortifying the interior line. The draft pick of Romello Height aims to rejuvenate a pass rush that lost some of its bite last season. The re-signing of Dre Greenlaw, coupled with the addition of Nate Hobbs, showcases a commitment to the team's physical and aggressive identity. This roster is undeniably capable of competing with the best, but the real question remains, can they navigate through the NFL gauntlet successfully? The 49ers' schedule may very well pose the greatest obstacle they will face in the 2026 season. The impending trip to Melbourne for their Week 1 clash against the Los Angeles Rams is a logistical nightmare. Sure, it looks great on a promotional poster, but from a football standpoint, it could spell disaster. A grueling 15-hour flight and a taxing time zone adjustment could wreak havoc on the players' physical states before the season even kicks off. The NFL already demands meticulous recovery routines, and international travel could throw a wrench into everything. What happens if they follow that with a short week against a physical team like Philadelphia or Dallas? The potential for catastrophe escalates rapidly. Consider the veterans on this team: Trent Williams, Christian McCaffrey, George Kittle. With years of mileage on their bodies, recovery becomes increasingly challenging under these condensed travel conditions. If the 49ers stumble out of the gate due to inadequate recovery from their Australian opener, it could complicate their playoff aspirations significantly. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. The schedule also includes daunting matchups against the entire AFC West and NFC East. Imagine Brock Purdy facing off against Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert, Dak Prescott, and Jalen Hurts in consecutive weeks. The pressure of such a brutal rotation could unravel even the most elite teams. Each of these games is not just a test of skill, but also a trial of endurance. Timing is a hidden threat that could prove detrimental. While the offseason acquisitions have been impressive, they still require time to develop chemistry. Mike Evans and Christian Kirk need to integrate seamlessly into Shanahan's system, while the revamped defensive line must find its rhythm. If they're thrust into the fire against elite teams before they've had a chance to gel, the Niners could find themselves struggling by midseason. The environmental threats cannot be ignored either. The away schedule includes crucial matchups in places like Seattle, Kansas City, and New York. Should these games fall in December or January, the 49ers could be caught in a scenario where their own offensive identity works against them. This is a team built around precision and speed, and cold, harsh conditions can stifle that advantage. Slippery footing and tight passing windows could turn high-octane matchups into grim survival contests, favoring home teams that thrive in those elements. Now consider a poorly timed bye week. If the 49ers are forced to grind through 11 or 12 consecutive games before finally getting a break, followed by several icy road trips, the physical toll could be staggering. The pattern of late-season health deterioration that's haunted the 49ers in previous playoff runs could rear its ugly head again. What's truly alarming is that none of these scenarios hinge on bad coaching or roster failures. The 49ers are undeniably talented enough to hoist the Lombardi Trophy. Yet, the nuances of scheduling, when they travel, when they rest, and which opponents they face, can be just as crucial as the talent on the roster. If the NFL's schedule makers stack too many of these challenging conditions together, the 49ers may find that their toughest opponent in 2026 is not another team, but rather the calendar itself. As we gear up for what promises to be an intense season, I want to hear from you. Where are you watching from? And what are your thoughts on the upcoming season? Let's rally behind our Niners and discuss the potential challenges and triumphs we face ahead. Don't forget to subscribe and leave your opinions about the San Francisco 49ers in the comments. The journey is just beginning, and together, we'll navigate the highs and lows of this season. Go Niners!